come to you.
Chauncey, what's this game like for you specifically? Because at one point you were a Florida commit. What's it like going up against that team and just going back to your home state?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to be able to go home. I mean, I know the weight this game has, and obviously, I was committed to him at a point in time, but, I know what side I picked, and, obviously I love the decision I made, so I'm looking forward to it.
Chauncey, obviously you redshirted last year, so you probably didn't go to this game, but how are you looking forward to it, I guess, and what are you hoping is, your first experience when you get there?
I went last year, but I'm looking forward to going back there. Yeah.
What was your first experience then when you went? Do you remember?
Probably just looking up in the stands and kind of seeing everything split. It's like a wave of red and a wave of blue. So being able to see that was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going back there again. So.
To follow up on what Jordan asked, Georgia's got guys from Florida, Florida's got guys from the state of Georgia. What are those relationships and dynamics like when so many guys know each other on the other teams, played against each other growing up, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool, being able to obviously go get some guys that at a point in time, we were in the same recruiting class, and just being able to, kind of see people that I'm familiar with and family being able to come to the game that usually doesn't make it. So I'm looking forward to it.
You mentioned your prior commitment to Florida. What was the differentiator for you, and ultimately why you picked Georgia, and how do you feel about that decision at this point in time?
Just the legacy, that Georgia running backs have. Obviously, we have a great lineage of running backs that came through and played here. So I just wanted to be a part of that. You look at the guys that we've had come through, and it's like it's a great line, and I want to be just like them. So.
Chauncey, obviously, Florida going through a coaching change right now. I'm not sure if in the season, like you said, I know you know a lot of those guys. Have you had any kind of contact with them about that? And even if not, how do you think those guys are going to respond to the change and how they're going to come out and be ready to play?
Yeah, no, I haven't had any contact with any Florida players at all. I'm not really sure on how that works, having a new coaching change or anything like that. So kind of just been focused on getting ready for this week, but I'm not sure what they're thinking.
To this point in the season, Chauncey, Florida's had a lot of success stopping the run. What stands out to you about the defense and the challenge you guys are going to be up against as far as trying to run the football?
Yeah, I mean, we've acknowledged it. Yeah, they have a really good personnel group. They're built really well on the D-line and all the way to the cornerbacks, linebackers, everything. And it's the same thing with their offense. They're a really good team, and we know that. And we know that they're built similar to us, so, we're looking forward to playing them. But it's going to be a tough game for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like you've been dealing with a little bit of an injury during that Auburn game. Just physically, how are you feeling, and how nice was it for you to sort of bounce back and show that you're still able to be an explosive running back in that win over Ole Miss?
It's good, and obviously, we had the bye week last week, so I've been able to heal up more and kind of just rest my body a little bit, over the few days we got off. So I feel good, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting back out there.
Over the bye week, just what were some of the focuses for you guys in the running back room in regards to the running game, and what do you feel like you guys accomplished, with a week off, not having a game to prepare for on Saturday?
Yeah, just clean up mistakes. Obviously, can't play perfect, but we're trying to get close to it. So just kind of working hard and doing what we were doing before, not changing anything in terms of our mindset when running the ball. So just that.
Yeah, one of the real traditions in this rivalry is the winning side gets to go up and jump in the stands with their fans after the game that they've won. Just what is that experience like, and what makes that special?
I'd say that's a pretty cool experience. First thing I'm probably gonna do is try to spot out my family, try to run in there and jump in there with them. So I'm just looking forward to it. It's an honor to be able to play in this game. I know the history, and I know how long this rivalry's been going on for. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm assuming Nate probably isn't going to do a Gator chomp again in this game like he did last year. But this is one of the games where we kind of broke out. Just where have you seen him grow, continuing throughout the year, and as you guys have evolved into a more of a 1A, 1B kind of timeshare in the backfield?
Yeah, I mean, he's grown, leaps and bounds. Obviously, he had a few issues with ball security earlier in the season, but I mean, we're super proud of him. He's been working hard on correcting that, and he really has. So, I mean, it's been awesome, you know, being able to split the backfield with him. And obviously, y'all know that he's a great leader and a better person. So, yeah, it's been awesome.
Obviously, you're from Florida. You mentioned you know a lot about this history of this game. Just what is your earliest kind of memory, and how were you first introduced to this game, and just what is it going to be like being able to go to your home state and play a lot of friends and family?
Yeah, the biggest thing for me is, you know, obviously I think about my history and being committed to Florida, and I think about Trevor last year, him playing in this game, and how much it meant for him. So for me, I mean, it's something that I've been thinking about for sure, and something that obviously you dream as a kid to be able to go and play in a game like this. So I'm just honored to be able to play in it, and I'm looking forward to it.
I want to get your opinion on Josh McCray's run against Ole Miss on 4th down. I mean, the effort that took. What was that like as a running back to see him make that play? And what do you feel like Josh brings to this run game?
Yeah, physicality, you know, super strong run. And, you know, we knew Josh could do that. And that's the reason why he's in there on those certain situations, because we know what type of player he is and just the grit and the effort it took. I mean, it was an awesome play. And I was actually in on that play, and I'm sitting there, I'm pointing at him like, yeah, you got it. And it was crazy to see, you know, in person, but yeah.
Chauncey, you guys also played so many rivalry games. I mean, everybody's got their favorite, I guess. How much do coaches, I mean, got a lot of coaches on the team who played in this game, do they talk to you guys about what it means? And give you said you know some of the history about it, but do they try to give you more history about what it means to the whole Bulldog Nation, so to speak?
Yeah, of course. Coming into this week, all the coaches, we acknowledge what type of game it's going to be. You know, Coach Smart played in this game. You know, we have a lot of coaches that, you know, have Georgia ties that know what this game means. And, you know, obviously they instilled that into us this week. And even earlier in the season, you know, this is a game that we always highlight. We respect Florida a lot. So we're looking forward to playing them.
Yeah, with Josh, like you two are kind of the bigger, more powerful backs of this backfield. Have you learned anything from him about just being a powerful back, running through contact, any of that stuff since he's been on campus?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. He's given me a lot of advice, you know, coming and being a more experienced player. And my situation where, you know, I didn't play as much last year and coming into a role, you know, where I knew I was going to play more. So Josh is, you know, he's helped me a lot. I mean, he's helped give me a lot of confidence in certain situations that, you know, he has more experience in, you know, going into the season. So, I mean, he's helped me a lot.
Yeah, obviously this time of year, a lot of coaching rumors, coaching turnover, and you're someone who's dealt with that when you first got here with Del McGee. Just what's it like when you're a player and your position coach does see their name in headlines as potentially a head coach, and you're wondering, is this guy going to stay here for the long haul?
Yeah, I mean, it puts you in a gray area, you know. Obviously, that didn't happen when I first got here, but, you know, Coach Crawford came in and he embraced us, and, I mean, just brought us in like a family, and he's been able to help develop me and turn me into, you know, the player that I'm becoming. So, I mean, it's definitely, it puts you in a gray area. It's a tough situation, but, you know, you just got to have trust in your head coach that he's going to bring the right guy in, and, yeah.
Chauncey, how have you seen this offense kind of, you know, in the bye week kind of develop, you know, without Kobe being out there? I know, obviously, he did a lot of those blocking, a lot of those tough yards, you know, as far as a receiver. Just how have you seen the offense kind of develop since he's been out?
Yeah, offense has been able to find guys that can do that role. You know, I think we have a great arsenal of guys who can do that. Kobe was obviously a really great player. I mean, it's going to hurt to not have him out there, but we have guys that have filled in that role and have embraced being a physical blocker at the point of attack and doing stuff like that. So, you know, we have guys that are more than willing and ready to go out there and do that.
That Ole Miss game was the first time the offensive line has had the same starting 5 compared to some of the other games in the year. What can you say about the job those guys have done, despite having to rotate guys so much to set you guys up to be successful in offense?
Yeah, I mean, just unbelievable group, you know. I mean, they definitely define the term of passion, fire, and energy. You know, those guys, they're out there, I mean, just busting their butts for all 4 quarters. And, I mean, it's awesome to be able to run behind them because, you know, you look up at them, no matter what quarter it is, they have that fire in their eyes. They're always ready to go out there and fight for extra yards, and yeah.
Got time for one more if anyone has another for Chauncey. All right, Chauncey. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Chauncey.
Yep.